Hi, and welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. Sorry about the extreme noise on the background, but today's episode I thought I'd be filming on sketching. So it's going to be about a 10-minute video, maybe a little bit more. But I just want to give you new artists out there an idea of you should always be carrying a sketchbook with you. And so I purchased this book right here. And before I started filming this, I started doing a loose sketch of my hand, my left hand, as you can see. So I want to show new artists that they should be carrying their sketchbook with you, especially if you're like high school or you're in a art school after high school. You should be carrying a sketchbook. You most likely will have a backpack, so there's no excuse why you shouldn't be carrying a sketchbook and putting in 30 minutes to an hour every day sketching. So I'm going to see the playback on how loud this is, and hopefully it will work out. So here we go, right here. I'm just going to show you a quick reference of what I'm going to be drawing, and I'm going to try to keep people out of it because I don't want to be asking their permission. So right there, you're just seeing, the machines. That's pretty much the angle I'm going to be taking. Okay? So I'll probably include a little bit more, but all you're doing with a sketch is just getting a brief layout of what you're trying to accomplish. And a sketch should not have that much of detail working into it, unless this is something that's going to be included in a piece. If you're doing what you're doing right now, it's just a warm-up exercise. It's just something that you should be drawing. Like when you're sketching, you should be sketching new stuff all the time. And I'm going to start drawing because I know I'm talking way too much, but I'm trying to give you some advice about what I'm trying to do here. And hopefully this will turn out, because it's been a while since I've just come out here and just started sketching. So here's the corner that I showed you. We're going to start off with a nice straight line. And don't worry if you don't get it that straight, okay? Like I said, if you decide to keep this for whatever reason, you can always straighten it out later. You get a ruler. So you kind of want to just, all you're doing is just really nice flow, just let it flow. And it wants to be loose, just keep it loose. And, just go with it. Doesn't matter if that's not straight, perfectly straight. In time, you will be able to draw like that. Yeah, so this corner pops out a little bit more from my angle. And this angle right here is a little slanted. And this goes all the way back. So, at this point, all you're doing is just adding in a counter. That's all I'm doing for the point of this exercise. Not every piece of work is going to be a masterpiece, okay? So I'm going to take this all the way down. It's not going to show the floor. And this is not even perfectly straight, okay? So you're looking for points of view. So from this line right here, which should be coming at this angle right here, there's another line that I'm trying to catch that shows, because this is the sideways that's going to go like this. So I have this beam right here. This shoots out, and I want to say this comes in at this kind of angle right here. In perspective, I know I've been making comments on perspective, so I thought I would show you. And this is going to take time, people, and this is why this is actually should be a little bit thinner, but that's okay. That's the whole point of this, is to get your practice in, to start drawing every day. So, in right here, there is a really sharp corner that you're going to have to bring out with shadowing. Hold on, let me try and get some reference points. Okay, so we're bringing this one line down in. And here's the thing though, on this sketch in particular right here, you're not going to see that really the angle shoots out like this, okay? Especially on this drawing, especially, I'm saying especially too much, but with this drawing, the size that I'm trying to do, now I could have made this smaller so you can have a better angle of it, but I'm keeping it large and just choosing a small section to give you a general idea of what I'm trying to do. You could have a, you know, I'm using my hand here, but the equivalent of something like 18 by 24 piece of paper, white paper that you usually be working on when you're an art student. And I could bring that board here. I could bring that board here. I could put it on the table, lean back. You know, I'm here at Starbucks, so I'm drinking my mocha. I know, I'm not that much of a coffee drinker, but I will drink a mocha. Take a little sip right now. Excuse me. I treated myself today. I'm a diabetic, so I do have to watch my sugar levels, but it's a lemon cake. I do enjoy eating lemon cake, so that's my treat. And so back to what I was saying, that so we have this line right here, and in this there's like a little small panel that I'm gonna now add. So in this corner right here, you can somewhat, you know, look for a reference point, which is roughly, I want to say right about here, because up on the top it's thick. Okay, so once again, do not worry how straight your lines are, because this is a sketch, and when you're sketching, you're not worried so much about how straight these lines are, because if you wanted to make this a serious picture, you could just get a ruler and start sketching it. And then it has one of these little indents here. You know, again, don't worry about it. And let's see, so that comes out right here. We got this coming out. So I see a little bit of a gap right in here. So this, by showing this part, you want to give, when you're doing a drawing, you want to give as much information that you can. So whatever you're drawing, people understand what they're looking at and what angle they're looking at. So, all right, we're at 7 minutes here. And, okay, so when I lift my head up, I'm able to see the top of this countertop up here. And that's the perspective as I'm looking down. I have multiple angles that I'm looking at. So, now I draw this up here. Line this up to roughly, you can even just put a vague little line, right? So you have this line right here to kind of indicate where you want this to meet up, right? Then this comes across. Okay. And right about here, they have another thing that's rising up. Looks like right here they have a little sink that you're gonna want to put in. Okay. So I can see the beginning of a faucet head right there. From this point, there's another angle from where this is going up. Excuse me, like so. So you're starting to see where this is going. There. Drop. So roughly this comes down right here, because this is another sharp line coming down. Alright, so now that you have this counter coming in like this, when you start shading and you start putting in your shadows, you put it in right here to start giving you some definition and to let the viewer know that this is going this way. And we have some shadowing right here that you can just darken up a little bit, but not too much, but you know, just show a little bit of darkness. And this one right here is a little bit lighter because we have a reflection. And you could cross it over like that. And this would go on. So you're getting just a basic idea of what I'm talking about. And like I said, I hope you guys can hear me, but at Starbucks, and just thought I'd make this video. This is going to be the first of many. I'm going to start doing art videos. I'm going to start doing sketching. I'm going to start showing you how to do portraits and how to make people interesting when you draw them. So, I already know this looks off. Again, I don't care at the moment. And this would come all the way down. In fact, if I could, I would continue it all the way down to right about here. And that's where I would bring it up, because it's a little indent on the panel. So to bring that out, you draw another little line. Again, do not worry about it being straight. And you could just leave this drawing the way it is and just slowly start putting in some work. And right about here, it would drop down again, and that's a panel, because these are huge panels. You can start putting in a little bit of shadow right here. And sometimes you can, when you're doing the shadow, you can use it to straighten out your line or mess it up, either way. So now I'm just kind of darkening up some lines. So here's the thing, because my angle is constantly changing, so in some parts when I'm drawing, I've got my head down and I'm looking down. And then other parts where I'm keeping my head up and I get to see more. And so that's what I'm showing you. So there's a reason why I wanted to show you this, because that should be right there. Actually, I'm not even going to erase this. I'm just going to keep going. We're at 12 minutes, and that's what I've been able to accomplish in 12 minutes. So, what I'm trying to stress to you, you could take this drawing out, which you should, to be up to 30 minutes. And in the next 15 minutes, you would start pulling edges out. You would start shading a little bit more, just to show some lines and maybe some directions, and kind of keep with the flow of what direction they're moving. You would see some little bit of shadows up here, okay, and some other shadows casted by here. So that would be casted like there. So you're starting to slowly get a view of what's being drawn. Now this looks messy, because it is, but this is what your sketchbook should be. Your sketchbook should be just sketches, just real loose drawings to help you with perspective. So if you do this every day, like I should have been doing for a while, but now I'm starting to, you're going to fill up a sketchbook and your work is slowly going to start improving. Now, you see me pick apart other artists who have their perspective off of comic books, and I can tell you right now the perspective is way off on here on certain points. But that's okay, because it's a sketch. And the difference is my sketch is not being public. I mean, not being public, it's public here on YouTube. But it's not being published on a comic book as a final drawing. And that's the point I'm trying to make, that if you want to be a good artist, then every piece of work that you do, put the time in, especially if you're putting it out there and people are paying you for your work. So that should do it, people. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Comic Book Gallery Sketch Hour. I mean, quick sketch. You know what? I got to work on a title for this video, but I'll have it posted. If you like what you see here today, and maybe you learned something, hit the like button. If you're new, hello, and hit the subscribe button. Just know that on Thursdays now, I'm going to be trying to sketch and showing you what I'm drawing. And on the weekends, I'm going to still be going back to card games like Magic the Gathering and other card games, or or other topics that I'm into, and that will be on the weekends. And Monday through Friday will still be consistently comic books, so I can still do a comic book video on a Thursday, but today is just a sketchbook day. Alright people, this video is already 15 minutes long, and I need to do the playback to see if I hear it, or you can hear me. Take care.